guys, it's PonkyPlays. Welcome to a Watcher of Realms video. So I'm gonna be doing my pulls for the Sun Wukong limited summon. I think I'm like an A2 Sun Wukong. I'm not 100% on that though. Let me really quickly see, because if I am in an A2, having an A3 Sun Wukong would be incredible. I have been moving. Okay, yeah. So that would definitely be nice. If I can get extra ones, it would be even better, but I don't think I've ever pulled a single extra one in a limited, so I'm not super hopeful that it's gonna happen, but I mean, there's potential. I will start though by doing some forging, because I like saving this for whenever I'm recording, just in case I get something crazy. I have just a little bit to do for Titan and Wisdom Forge, so let's see if I can get anything good. Maybe like a extra Sun Wukong exclusive artifact, right? Because I think I have mine in like level 16. But nothing exclusive here. I guess it could be worse, but could have been better too. And ooh, okay, another tier of Twilight. I still have not maxed out any tier of Twilight, so that's pretty nice. Okay, well, let's just get right into it, because I think I'm not that into Mercy. Yeah, I'm just 17 into Mercy right now, so I'm still, if I do hit like 170 pulls without any legendaries, I do want to go here, because either Yuri or Ryzen would be pretty good. And then I do have 2 Divine Shards actually, so let's just go ahead and start by pulling these then. Okay, got closest to Mercy, but not quite there. Let's see what this is. So I got an early on. No, wait, no. I thought that was Hong Kong for a second. Okay, I don't have her yet. I think she pairs up with Salazar though. I want to say Dasomi, but I don't know if that's her name or not. I actually don't know that much about her kit. But I mean, a new pool, so that's kind of exciting. Kineza, okay. She's a Nightmare Council. Yeah, I think that's what it is, right? Interesting. I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure she pairs up with... Or maybe I'm completely wrong, but... Oh, yeah. With Salazar. Okay, that's pretty nice. I mean... I am, let's see. Just 70 shards away. I guess less pool. 60 more and see if I pull anything, and then maybe I might decide to go into the banner. Let's see, let's do 60 more, I guess. Okay. I mean, at least I got something almost back to back. That's pretty nice. A Comet, okay. I want to say that's an A1 Comet for me. Although I don't think he has like the strongest awakenings, but I might be wrong. I'll check it out later. Yeah, I'm probably just going to keep summoning on the on Sun Wukong then. That's fine. Let's just keep going then. That might be him? I felt like that's still kind of shy on the Sun Wukong though, but I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's not Sun Wukong then. Unless it... Okay. So I got an early Sun Wukong. Barely early, but an early Sun Wukong. That's kind of a bit disappointing, but it's fine. I mean, I was still gonna get him anyway, so maybe I have a chance to pull a few more. Doubt it, but maybe. He does have a pretty cool video though. And Sun Wukong is definitely one of my strongest champions. Nightmare and Watcher. Okay, well, I think I'm just gonna keep summoning then here and see if I can get extra copies of Sun Wukong. So let's keep it going. Okay, so I accidentally exited out of the game in the middle of the other one, but this is so I think that's an A5 hex for me now, and I've pulled every single one. That's kind of insane. But yeah, I accidentally exited out of the game on my last 10 pull. That was a bit concerning because I didn't know if I had accidentally like bugged out the game or not. I don't know what his A5 is either. But hey, Hex is great. Don't mind having an A5 Hex at all. I'll really quickly just show though, because I wasn't sure if it actually recorded, but yeah, I did do a 10 pull, even though I accidentally closed it out, and then there's that one right there. Like, ever since getting Kizena, I think was her name, I've been getting pretty lucky with the gold, so that's pretty nice. Let's just keep going, because now this banner's getting pretty spicy, I think. Okay, let's see. Let's hope it's another Sun Wukong. That'll be great. Oh, okay. First time pulling an extra for a limited banner. That is pretty awesome. I'm just gonna keep it going, and maybe I'll get lucky and get an A5 Sun Wukong. That would be pretty incredible, actually. I don't want to skip the animation. It's too cool to skip. But this is pretty nice. I honestly was not expecting any copies other than, you know, the guaranteed limited. So this is great. Let's just keep it going. Okay, so this was my last 10 pool. Although I do plan on trading my rares for gems, so I'm definitely going to be doing a few more, hopefully. Plus I got some 9 right now, so yeah, let me really quickly go ahead and trade some of my rares, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, so I can do a few more summons, and I also got the 2 legendary summoning crystals for the summoning event. Forget what it's called. So I think I'm gonna start with these 2. I don't think I'm super far into Mercy. 3, 6, 7, 8. So I'm not at Mercy yet, so it's not necessarily guaranteed, but it'd be nice if I did. So let's just start and see. Here we go. Hopefully, I mean, another Sun Wukong would be awesome. A Cerberus, okay. I think I have an awakened Cerberus. I don't think it's like crazy high awakenings, but let's do the last 10 pool and I might be able to do some more afterwards. Okay. Yeah, I'll possibly keep it at that. I mean, I don't know, because I plan on doing more summonings at the end of the weekend, because there's going to be the ancient summonings that are happening, and I think I want to go for it. So I might do more summonings later on this week. So maybe I'll just call it good for now. Maybe. But either way, let's see. I'm going to go through and sell all my rares again and do all that, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. I did get enough for like 20 pulls, but I think I'm gonna do that and just wait it out until the end of the event and then do whatever last few pulls I have then and do some ancient summonings, because I believe it sounded like something I'd be interested in, but I don't fully remember who the champions are right now. I think one of them is the Nightmare Lord. That's not Torador. He doesn't seem too bad to me, but I don't remember who the other one was. I just know I was interested in it, so I think I'm gonna go for it. Either way, let's go ahead and go through the champions that I did pull. I think Gizoni, I think that's her name, is the only new champion I pulled. Yep. So I pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legendaries. That's not bad at all. And then the double Sun Wukong is awesome. Let's go through her kit really quickly first, and then check the others out. So if I had her fully, which I can technically fully promote her. Let's see, what does this do? You can directly... You know what? Let's go ahead and do it, because... Why not? It's not like I have it for anybody else at the moment. Might come back and bite me in the butt if I pull something really good later on, but for now it's fine. Let's do it. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Let's go ahead and check out her skills. So basic attack has a 25% chance of gaining 1 key attack. The flowing life force that can enhance some skills effects and stack up to 3 times. Upon reaching the maximum number of stacks, gaining this effect will instead generate 50 rage. So she can probably ult pretty quickly once she's got full stacks. It doesn't show that it's got like a timer either. So I wonder if like, yeah, shouldn't be too bad. 25% chance of gaining it, and then once that happens and she's just gaining a lot of rage, that's pretty good. Triggering dodge when attack becomes immune to the damage. So she's like the second champion I know that can dodge. Also has a 100% chance of gaining 1 key attack or key stack, which means every time she dodges after all 3 stacks, she gains rage. That's pretty good too. Let's see, her passive or basic attack is a physical attack, deals 50, going up to, let's see, that's 60 damage to one enemy 2 times, so your average damage, but 2 times means that she could possibly be good at shield breaking depending on how many other hits she does. Let's look at her ultimate first. So Surging Roar, it costs 600, 500 when fully skilled out. Consumes all ki. Okay, so she's consuming her ki during her ultimate, which I guess is fine, because then she'll just build it back up and then start getting the rage. With each stack dealing 105% damage to enemies in range 1 time. To enemies. Afterwards, deals an additional 300 damage one time. So it's up to, I guess final strike damage, which I'm assuming is the 300%, goes up by 5, so it goes to 500%. And then the key stack consumption goes up by 40, so 145 per stack, which means at max stack she would be doing, I believe that's like 435 damage or something like that, and then extra 500, so that's not bad. 2 enemies in range one time. Okay, so basically 2 hits. This is what it seems like. And again, not a very expensive ultimate, especially since if she's got full stacks, she's just gaining rage really fast. Let's look at her bond skill. Obtain Salazar, which I do have. The damage that Surging Roar deals by consuming a stack of ki increases by 120%. That's kind of gross. So basically almost doubles the damage per stack. That's really nice, actually. Her first passive originally has a 10% chance of dodge, which goes up to 15%. And then every 100 attack speed provides an extra 3, going up to 5% chance of dodging. So she'll start at a 15, and for each 100 attack speed, which I believe, I'm assuming that includes the normal 100 speed that you start out with without even any gear or anything. Because if that's the case, then it's already a 20% chance of dodging, and then not that difficult to make it up higher. It's pretty nice, which means she might be really, really good with like main attack speed amulet and just attack speed focus, I guess. And then her second passive enhances the next basic attack upon triggering dodge, making it deal 200 damage one time. Each stack of ki makes basic attack and enhanced basic attack ignore 9% defense. That's pretty gross. Defense penetration for each stack goes up to 15% per stack. So she can easily be ignoring 45% of the enemy's defense. That's pretty gross, actually. And then 40% extra damage, so making a deal 240. I don't know. I mean, all about damage, but it sounds like she could do pretty decent damage for sure. And she's a Nightmare, right? That's what it is? Yeah, I think it's the Nightmare Council. So they already like increase her attack speed and care about like extra hits and all that stuff, so definitely really good there. Interesting. I want to say she's got an exclusive artifact, and okay, I thought I might have. I thought she did. Maybe she doesn't, or maybe I just don't have it. I don't know. But interesting. I want to see what her awakenings are. So each stack of ki restores 3 HP per second. So not each time she attacks or anything. So if she's got full stack, she's just increasing her HP by 9% every second. It's pretty nice. That's really good survivability. Crit damage plus 15%. Okay. Her dodge. Okay. Surging Roar deals 100% increased damage of the final strike and inflicts stun. Isn't Surging Roar the ultimate? So why is it showing the passive? Or is it... I'm very confused. So I'm guessing the last hit. Yeah, increases damage of the final strike and inflicts stun. So the last hit of the ultimate will also get stronger and inflict stun. Let me just make sure that that's, yeah, Surging Roar. That's really weird that it shows her passive on here, even though it's strengthening the ultimate. Then Rage Regen, attack +2, okay. And then for every stack of ki consumed, increases attack speed by 100 after casting Surging Roar, lasting for 10 seconds. Which also means that she'll be increasing her dodge. That's a really, really good awakening. Okay. Definitely not bad. I want to see what her... or what Salazar's bond skill does, because I obviously have him, but I just don't have, since I didn't have her, I've never really looked at the bond skill too well. Blessing of the Dragon Blood, what is that? Restores 8% max HP for every 5 crit hits landed. Temporarily increases the hero's max HP by 20% when triggered, lasting for 5 seconds. So it just makes him bulkier? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, there we have Kizani, right? Let me really well look at her name, because Kineza. Why am I thinking Kizani? Kineza. I don't know. She sounds pretty good. I'll have to try her out, but her kit does not sound bad at all to me. Let's go ahead and I guess, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 champions that I need to awaken. So we'll start out with whoever is highest, I guess, on my thing, which is Hex. Let's really quickly look for those of you that don't know Hex's kit. So he gains a card of fate with each attack, which not an effect, but can trigger other effects at certain stacks. I think he has like different cards of fate. When having 4 cards, the hero has a chance to randomly obtain 1 card from the following: Temperance, which throw 3 cards, each dealing 140 damage while inflicting 75% slow for 5 seconds. Death deals 500 damage 1 time and inflicts burning for 5 seconds. And Strength, which increases attack by 30% and attack speed by 70 for 25 seconds. Deals extra damage to airborne units. His first, or his basic attack deals 120 magic damage to an enemy, prioritizing airborne units, which is, I guess in certain scenarios the magic attack is really, really nice. In others it's a little bit less nice, but he still hits really, really hard. His ultimate, when triggered, increases damage by 140% and attack speed by 100, reduces attack interval by 50%, which is really nice because he usually takes a while because he has to like do that whole animation. And replaces all cards with the Joker. This effect lasts for 35 seconds. The Joker deals 400 damage 3 times and inflicts burning for 5 seconds. I guess I'll go through the awakening parts later. His first passive, each attack launch has a 20% chance to inflict stun on the target for 2 seconds. Increases damage dealt to targets inflicted with CC effects by 60%. Which I always forget that part of the passive. It's really nice. And then Fate the Hermit, when triggered by receiving damage, resists the incoming damage and gains invisibility for 3 seconds. This effect can only be triggered one time every 40 seconds. Which is still really nice because it helps a little bit with his frailness. Yeah, I mean his basic kit is pretty nice, but awakening him is definitely extra great. The first awakening, during the effects of Bad Truth, which is his ultimate, there's a chance to draw the Fool, which deals 500 damage 3 times and inflicts 75% slow and burning for 5 seconds. So it's just basically a stronger version of the Joker. It's really nice. Then he has extra attack on his Awakening 2. Awakening 3, during the effects of Mad Truth, performing basic attack against targets inflicted with burning extends the duration of the ultimate by a second up to 30 seconds. So he can basically double the time that he's in his ultimate stance, which is great. Then he gets Penetration, and then he's Awakening 5. Each draw returns 1 card of Fate and increases each damage dealt by the Joker and the Fool by 30%. I wonder how much damage he's gonna be dealing now, because that sounds pretty nasty. That's nice. So here goes my first Awakening 5, which is exciting. I don't mind having Hex be my first natural Awakening 5. Because I think the only other one I have is Ajax, but it's not a natural. I used a few stones on him. But yeah, that's great. Let's see. So we also have Comet. So that would be an Awakened Guan Comet. I didn't think I had pulled any other extra ones before. So let's really quickly look at his kit actually. For those of you who don't know it, Obliteration Strike deals 400 extra high damage to enemies who have not been attacked. Which I think that's his... I thought it was his passive, but... I don't know. Obliteration Strike. Okay, so I guess that's just what the talent is called, Obliteration Strike. Which does play into the rest of his kit. So let's just look at it. Deals 120 magic damage to 2 enemy targets. I don't know why I never realized that he does it to 2 enemies. I thought it was just 1. His ultimate, each attack deals 400 AoE damage lasting for 20 seconds. I know this is a one that can hit pretty hard. I feel like Comet used to be like king of AoE damage, but I think he's falling off a little bit, but he still hits. I mean, it's not like his kit has changed, it's just there's been other crazy heroes added. And he is an esoterist, so even though this has a pretty high cost, it does get better with an esoterist lord, and it lasts 20 seconds, which is great. Curse of Obliteration. Every 5 attacks apply Curse to enemy target. The next attack to an enemy target with Curse can trigger Obliteration Strike again. I wonder if that's the next attack after applying the Curse. So then, if he applies a Curse and then hits that enemy again, he triggers this Obliteration Strike, dealing high damage, which is pretty nice. And then Infernal Plague. Upon killing a target, the hero's attack will bounce up to 2 enemy targets, dealing 160 magic damage. And then that is what can play off of the Obliteration Strike, because it can go off of enemies that are further away from his range, which means they'll get the extra high damage. Really nice. And this is extra, I think. So, on top of assuming of whatever damage. So if it was just through that normal basic attack, then I'm guessing that means 520 damage, and then off of this one 560. I might be wrong, but it almost reads that way. It deals 400 extra damage, right? He does have an exclusive. I don't think it's the best. I feel like his exclusive is one that needs to be reworked. During the ultimate, increases AoE damage by 28%, and that goes up, I think, to like 40% at max. But again, he has a high costing ultimate, and it's not doing anything else for him. So it's a bit underwhelming, but I still have it on him because I like having them with their exclusives. And then his Awakening 1, Infernal Plague, can bounce to an extra 1, so his second passive can bounce 1 extra time. It's fine. I don't know if they can bounce back and forth to the same enemies. I'm not sure. But, I mean, on like big wave content, that's not bad. So let's go ahead and awaken him 1. And then Awakening 2 increases his attack. Awakening 3 increases the ultimate attack range. That's a pretty nice range, actually. Interesting. Okay. He's Awakening 4, Rage Regen Auto, and then Awakening 5, when dealing damage, Infernal Plague inflicts Curse on the target. Interesting. So, every time the attack bounces after killing somebody, the enemy it hits will inflict Curse immediately, so then that means if he hits them again with his basic or anything, they'll get that extra damage again. Okay, it's not as bad as I remember his Awakenings being. They're not... There's definitely some champions that have way more exciting, but yeah, not bad. Let's see, I got 2 more. So Cerberus is next. I had him awaken 1 already. Let's go through his kit. So he summons Water of Decay at the location of the enemy target at the cost of 20% of his max HP every 14 seconds. Inflicting 30% AoE damage every second for 6 seconds. Whenever this hero takes damage, the cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds. This hero cannot be healed or revived by allies, and each death extends his redeployment. Which, honestly, this is my biggest issue with him. Especially because he's got the epic version that's very similar, but the epic, instead of increasing his redeployment time, it just increases his cost a little bit, I think. I wish this was gone. Or that at least, like, his initial redeployment was a lot cheaper and then it goes up slightly. But I don't know. I feel like this is a really, really unfortunate part of his kit. It's one that I feel like at the point we're at in the game now, it needs to change. But his basic attack, when deployed, immediately deals 200 AoE damage to surrounding enemies and then creates the Water of Decay, which is his talent. Beneath the hero's feet during dealing 46, which goes up to 50% AoE damage to multiple enemies per second. The effect lasts permanently. His ultimate, during the ultimate, increases damage by 90, going up to 100%. Additionally, each instance of damage dealt will inflict 50% slow on the targets, and this lasts for 20 seconds. Which is great and all, but he usually is not out on the field that long. And then Water of Decay, upon death, generates a ground effect area underneath, dealing 100, going up to 140% AoE damage per second for 20 seconds total. And then Evil Anointing reduces the hero's first deployment cost by 7. Upon his first death, reduces the next deployment cost of every allied mage. And that goes down by 2. So that definitely is a really cool and interesting part of his kit. You basically put him out first and then let him do his own thing, kill himself, and then you can make all your other mages cost a lot less, which mages can tend to cost a bit. So definitely could be really useful in certain areas. And then reduces his cost in arena by 2, which honestly I don't feel like it's super impactful because he's already pretty cheap in his initial cost. So, but yeah, and then I do have his exclusive, increases damage by 0.2% every time. I think promoting him might, yeah, it increases the damage. When Water of Decay deals damage, there is a 30% chance of inflicting poison on the target, lasting for 10 seconds. Which that part is pretty interesting and cool. I like that it adds like a new effect to him. Anyway, his Awakening 1, within 10 seconds after deployment, all ground effect areas will slow enemies in range. All ground effect areas. Does that mean all on top of his own? So like other heroes' ground effect areas? Because that's pretty nice if that's the case. Let's see, Awakening 2 increases his attack, which is not bad. Awakening 3, when HP drops below 50%, doubles the damage dealt by the ground effect areas per second. That's not bad. Crit rate, Awakening 4, and then Awakening 5 reduces the cooldown of the talent effect by 3 seconds and the HP consumption by 5% max HP. Nothing crazy. He's not bad, but he's definitely hard to use, mostly because he's one that like wants to kill himself, but then he makes himself harder to cast, so he's not being redeployed that frequently, which it just makes him a little bit difficult to use. But I don't know. I'll have to find the niche places where he's best at, because I know he used to be really, really good in Arena, but I think he's kind of fallen off. I almost want to say from most areas. But again, I'll have to test him out in different areas and see. And then the last one, right? I believe at least is the last one I got. It's so nice that I got multiple copies though. Anyway, Sun Wukong. For those that don't know, the third basic attack summons one Sage clone, which inherits 100% of the hero's attributes. Each basic attack deals 40% damage to one adjacent enemy. The Sage clone takes 50% more damage and it lasts for 20 seconds. Within the ultimate range, and he has a pretty good ultimate range. Up to 3 Sage clones can exist simultaneously and gains 1 stack of Undaunted Might. Each stack increases damage dealt to elite and bosses by 1% every 30 seconds up to 5 stacks. If summoning Sage's clone is not possible or there are already 3 Sage's clones, the third basic attack will instead increase the hero's attack by 20% for 15 seconds, which is great. His basic deals 120 damage to an enemy. His ultimate deals 100 damage 18 times to one enemy and inflicts stun. Just pretty gross, especially on like shield breaking stuff. And again, the ultimate range is pretty nice, and the Sage's clones can be anywhere on those squares, which is great. Then his first passive, Golden Cudgel Strike, basic attack has a 25% chance to deal 200% damage and inflict stun. If the enemy is immune to stun, when triggered, it instead deals an extra 200 damage one time. So, definitely a really nice damage hit, and that can happen every single strike. If you get lucky, it's 25% chance, right? Not bad. And then his Golden Glare, when the hero triggers Golden Cudgel Strike, he gains 1 stack of Sunder, which Sunder can stack up to 5 times. Using the ultimate at full stacks, consume all Sunder stacks. The ultimate consumes the stacks of Sunder, or full stacks of Sunder, enabling the hero to ignore 60% of the target's defense for 15 seconds, which is really, really powerful. Yeah, so basically every time he triggers this and deals extra damage, he'll get the Sunder, which then allows him to deal even more extra damage. Very nasty. And then his exclusive artifact increases damage by 22 and it goes up, I don't know what it is at max, I almost want to say like 30%. And then summoning Sage Clone additionally restores 6% rage. So he actually doesn't have like a crazy expensive ultimate already, but he can go to it really, really fast because every time he summons his clones, he's gaining extra rage, which is really, really nice. Then his Awakening 1. The first time Splitting Hairs is triggered, which is the first passive, I believe. Oh, no, that's his ultimate. Never mind. Allies within 2 tiles gain Monkey's Business. Allies within 2 tiles gain Monkey Business. I think last time I read that, I read it wrong. I thought it was 2 allies within his range gain the Monkey Business. So I thought it was just 2 random allies. It's every single ally within 2 tiles. That is really, really gross. Monkey Business prevents the death 1 time when the carrier takes fatal damage, dispels all debuffs on them, and restores 50% of their max HP. It's a really, really good, I guess, passive skill or whatever to have. That is way stronger than I thought it was. That is really nice. Yeah, I gotta make sure I read things a lot more, I guess, in depth. I don't know, but that's nice. His A2, or Awakening, A2 attacks 300 extra attack, which is great. His Awakening 3. Sage's Clone has a 25% chance to inflict stun when dealing damage to enemies if the enemy is immune to stun. So basically, it gives the Sage's Clones, I think, his talent. I think that's his talent. Or is that one of his passives? Yeah. If the enemy is immune to stun, when triggered, instead it deals an extra 150 damage to one time. If the hero has Golden Glare, he will also gain 1 stack of Sunder. I'm wondering if that just means if he has it unlocked. Interesting. So that just means that the clones can also increase the stacks of Sunder on Sun Wukong, which just means he'll probably always be triggering his ignore defense during his ultimates. Because it's very likely that it'll stack up way faster. Not bad. And then his Awakening 4 is Penetration, which is great because it's already dealing a lot of damage. Oh, this is crazy. I'm so excited to have pulled an extra one. Oh, let me see. What is his Awakening 5? Increases the damage in... Oh, that's right. I do remember reading this. Increases the damage instances of Splitting Hair by 18, so doubles the amount of hits he does with it, and raises Undaunted Might stack cap by 25. So instead of having it stack at 5, it stacks at 30. It's a ridiculous amount of stacks extra. And then after using Splitting Hairs, Golden Cudgel Strike triggers chance increases by 35% for 12 seconds. So, isn't it a 25% chance? Because if that's the case, then it goes up to a 60% chance. Let me see. Splitting Hairs. No, it doesn't show the Golden Cudgel Strike. Yeah, it's a 25% chance, so it brings it up to a 60% chance after casting the ultimate. Yeah, that Awakening 5 is nasty, and I want it. So I'm definitely planning on doing a lot more summons before the banner goes away, because I would love to have an A5 Sun Wukong. He is definitely one of my best damage dealers, and now he might be my best damage dealer now that he's Awakened 4. Yeah, that's exciting. I feel like I got very lucky there. Well, that'll be it for today's video. Let me know what if you guys pulled any shards, and what heroes you guys pulled. Let me know what your luck was, I guess. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys here soon, because I plan on doing there's a lot of events going on, and I plan on probably within like today or tomorrow making the video for the guild boss that I've been mentioning, but I keep not doing the video. But yeah, I plan on having that up here within like the next day at the very least. So I hope you guys look forward to that. But that'll be it for this video, which was kind of a wild one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until the next time, guys, take care.